next week. Flyers up in the halls have informed us that there will be a special assembly for all freshmen this Thursday. No class activities can be scheduled for that day. Huh. What should I do this week? Blue, green, white. A single blue magic. That's better. Slow. On Thursday morning, all freshmen are gathered together in the gym. Good morning, my bright young things. Today is a special occasion for all of you. You're going to get to practice what you've learned and try out some spells on each other, without the pressure of tests or grades. It is an important lesson because in the future exams you may come up against other spellcasters. You need to know how to use magic in combat and how to avoid magic being used on you. Will everyone please team up in twos? There's some jostling and shuffling around. Ellen and Virginia pair off, and I end up standing by Virginia's brother, Donald. Please pay attention before we begin. I want you to take turns casting spells at each other and blocking them. This is not a battle. You are not to try to defeat each other. Think of it like a game of catch. One of you is the pitcher and one of you is the catcher. You can only pitch when it's your turn, so defenders must only defend and not attack. Also, please don't interfere with any other pairs. That includes casting a spell that tends to be messy. No fireballs or ice storms, please. Target only your partner. I will be on hand to deal with any injuries or accidents. If you hurt yourself, please call for help. I'll be right there. Oh god. Have fun. Yeah, fun. Fun. I turn to face my partner. Ladies first. I'm not sure what to cast. I've never done this before. You can do the push spell, right? I can. Alright, then are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I cast the spell, but suddenly a wave of cold sweeps over my body, and I can't move. The spell fizzles uncast. Ha! I wasn't sure that would work. It'll wear off in a minute. As he said, I unfreeze shortly, but my fingertips are still tingling and sore. Alright, it's my turn now. Are you ready? I suppose. 1, 2, 3. I don't see how push object would work. Oh, I don't know how any counter spells. Oh, you know what? Meh. As Donald prepares to cast his spell, I jump to the side. What? I don't feel anything. I guess he missed. What do you call that? Thinking outside the box? My weird went up. Hey, you know what? I didn't waste any of my magic, and I could focus more on attacking people. Plus, I didn't know any counter spells. We worked together for a while, trading spells back and forth, and Donald holds up his hands and leans in close to whisper something. I got a great idea. When I say go, you drop to the floor and cover your eyes. I'm going to cast something over your head. Okay. Go! On cue, I duck and cover. There's a whooshing noise and a burst of heat overhead, followed by screams? Donald, what are you doing? Ooh, you're in trouble. While your flaming dragon was very impressive. Aw, I missed the dragon fire? I did specifically tell you to avoid large spells. If poor Kayla hadn't managed to get out of the way, she would have been hurt badly. Oh, same thing first. Like he cares. This is very disappointing. You've always been so careful in your creativity. Why would you take such a risk? To heck with that, I'm not getting in trouble. I knew what I was doing. Well, maybe you did, but it's still a bad example for the other students, don't you think? I'm sure you know that there will be detention for this. Of course! I'll also have to give you 10 demerits. Yeah, well, he doesn't mind detention, but I assume that you can get expelled with enough demerits. Try to be good now. Jacob, put Mr. Arias down. Oh! Poor Manuel. He gets picked on. She hurries off to deal with someone else. Luckily, there's no major accidents for the rest of the session. Please make yourself comfortable, little signets. We have a serious issue to talk about today. Many of you will have learned something about the subject from your parents. Others will know less, or nothing at all. Wait, is this going to be a sex education? The world you see around you is only a tiniest fraction of all that exists. There are infinite realms which exist outside of our own space and time. Guess not. The nearest such realm is that which we call the Otherworld. You may also have heard it called Elfham, or the Dreaming, or the High Hunting Grounds. There are countless other worlds, but the Otherworld is particularly the realm of this world's shadow. Like a shadow, it's always connected. With enough white magic, an adult witch or wizard can travel the spiral gate from anywhere in this world. However, you students must not enter the Otherworld under any circumstances. Can any of you tell me why? One hand eagerly shoots up. Of course it's Minnie. Yes, Minnie? She stands up. Because the cameras feed on the souls of human children, especially magical children, and they are drawn to an unwarded human who enters their realm, it takes them approximately... Thank you, dear. That will do. Minnie closes her mouth and sits down. The Otherworld is a wonderful place. Magic flows more freely there, and many witches or wizards choose to live there full time. But we are not native to it, and we are not immune to its dangers. Do not attempt to pass the gate. Not even with an adult to guard you. Not even with a powerful spell or artifact to protect you. Not even with a friend who has been there before and told you it's safe. Some of your classmates have other than human heritage, but what is safe for them is not safe for you. Most importantly, if a spirit invites you to the Otherworld, do not accept, no matter what you are promised. I am not saying this to frighten you, or to challenge you to find a way around my rules. If you disobey, I will not need to punish you, because you will be gone. Now, let's get back to brighter subjects. We can talk more about Otherworld later, and I'll bring you some lovely paintings to show you. Cool! So, don't go in Otherworld. That's, obvious. On Saturday morning, the mail-in allowances are referred. What should I do? We're gonna study again, increase my smartses. Should just study. Holy poop! For one red magic, I got 4 stress. I'd rather do 2 stress than 1 smart. Kayla? Yes? Do you like theater? Plays? I don't know. Why? Well, the drama club is doing Medea this week, and I kind of want to see it, but I don't want to go by myself. What's Medea? It's a classic Greek tragedy. It's about a witch whose lover betrays her and the terrible things she does for revenge. That doesn't sound very nice. That's why it's a tragedy! They're doing it Friday or Saturday night, and I was thinking I'd rather go Friday. Is it free? No, it's $5 for students. So, you want to come? I mean, they gotta make their budget somehow. Yeah, of course. Sure, alright. Thanks. I'd better figure out what else I'm doing this week. Blue. Green. Blue, white. Yes. Disruption. Oh, now I have a counter spell. Could have used that a week ago. Getting ready for dinner when someone knocks on the door. Hey! Hi guys, what's up? Want to earn some easy merits? Doing what? Butching and baking and candlestick making. What? Butching? That's not the right word. It could be. She's a horse. I don't understand how... I feel like I should be offended. Have you ever been kicked by one? Thanks, Donald. What do you want me to do again? He already said. Are you in or not? Merits are good. I'll do it. Fine, lead on. The boys lead me to a classroom with a stove set up at the back, normally used for potion making. There are several pots and a collection of metal cylinders on the floor nearby. They don't have any lids, and they're not the right size for any pipes that I know of. So what are they? There you are. Now, if you'll just hold still for a moment. A wave of green magic rolls over me. That should improve your resistance to heat and stop you from burning yourself too easily. Of course, you'll still need to be careful. What are we doing? Especially you, Mr. Pfeiffer. Yes, ma'am. You have an instruction sheet here and there with all the steps, including the proportion for the dyes and fragrance oils. Do you have any questions? We're cool. Alright, I'm going out for a while, but I'll be back shortly to keep an eye on things. Don't worry, I won't interfere. I might even bring my knitting. Oh man, that sounds like it's going to take us a while. She walks out, leaving me and the two boys who obviously haven't told me everything. What are we doing here? Making candles. It's for the fundraiser thing. What fundraiser thing? The school sells stuff at the mall to raise money. Oh. So she's not still mad at you about last week then? Who? Potsdam? Nah, she never really was she was never really mad. She loves me. If she loves you so much, why doesn't she marry you? What? She's an old lady, you goon. She's not that old, but too old for you, I'm sure. And we shouldn't talk like this in case she comes back. Right, candles. So how does this work? Set up the wick, melt the wax, and pour it in, then cool it down easy. You can cast the seal spell, right? No. Alright, you run the wax and Luke can do the wicks. Sure. Okay, the wax is set up in a double boiler and make sure there's always water in there and keep an eye on the temperature. If the wax gets too hot, it'll explode! I did not know that candles exploded. Yeah! That's why Potsdam heat-proofed us. In case we exploded? Just keep an eye on it. As long as you're watching, we'll have time to catch it if it starts going wrong. When the wax chunks are melted down, mix in the oil and the color and stir in with a wooden spoon. Have you done this before? Nah, I read the directions. It's not that hard. Once a pot is ready, you can pour it into the molds. And what are you going to do while we're working? I get the hard part. You'll see. Working together, Luke and I assembled and fill the candle molds. Alright, stand back. Here I go. I feel magic in the air, but I'm not sure what he's doing. What is that? Shh, hang on. Is he still casting it? Okay, this is a tougher spell than usual. A minute later, he relaxes. There you go. You can cut off the ends now. I look inside the molds. They're not only has the wax cooled, but it's shrunk in a way from the sides of the mold, completely evenly. You can't cool it all at once, or it collapses, and if you leave it to cool on its own, it sinks full of holes, so it's tricky. Couldn't you just shape the wax around the wick in the first place without melting it? It wouldn't work right afterwards. It wouldn't blend right. So we produced a nice set of candles. None of the steps are terribly difficult, but it's done over and over and it's tiring. Wonderful work, ducklings! 10 merits for each of you. Not demerits, merits! A job well done. I'm getting stressed out. Now I'm even more stressed. Bonjour, mes chéris. Today I want to talk a bit more about otherworld creatures in general. Because our worlds are connected, they can cross over just as easily as we can, but in this world they are not native. They are weakened and bound by nature, just as we are when we travel to the other world. Every spirit in this world must follow a set of rules. Not the same rules, though. That would be too simple. Rules of behavior vary depending on the type of the creature and the method it's used to reach our world. If you cast a summoning spell, you can set some of the rules yourself. If you understand the rules that a creature is bound to, you can easily defeat it. Most of you will have heard of vampires being repelled by crosses. That won't work for all vampires, but for some, it is an easy weakness to use. In later years, you will study many types of otherworld creatures and learn this sort of lore. Now, to continue with our lessons in white magic. That doesn't make any sense. If you tell somebody that it works, but not for everything, you know, then you look silly when you're trying to repel a vampire with a cross, and they're like, I see your cross and tell you, heh. Draw energy from the other world to recharge a mana supply. Ellen and I meet outside the gym. There are lots of people here, not just students, but ordinary people and families who must have driven up here to see the play. After we buy our tickets, we can go inside. Folding chairs have been set up in rows across the gym floor, facing the stage. Behind the stage, a giant backdrop painting hangs on the wall, displaying marble pillars, steps to suggest a fantasy of ancient Greece. At least it looks like a painting. It's probably an illusion. That's gotta be a lot easier than having to paint something that huge. We find a place to sit without anyone too tall in front of us, and after a while, the show begins. It was every bit as tragic as Ellen suggested, and bloody too. Nice special effects, though. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Is that Shakespeare? No, it was someone else. Cosgrove, I think, from The Morning Bride. So, what's that one about? Another story of murder and revenge? Sort of. It's complicated. Let me see if I can remember. The rebel leader kidnaps the princess, but then they fall in love and get secretly married, but then there's a shipwreck and she's washed up alone and rescued by her father, the king. So the king wants to marry her off to his ally, and she doesn't dare tell him that she's already married to his enemy. And she thinks the rebel fellow is dead anyway. Only he's not, because he was washed up somewhere else and rescued by a queen, who falls in love with him, and the king falls in love with the queen, but they're enemies. So everyone falls in love with someone else, and they all try to murder the people that they think have betrayed them, and then they feel guilty and try to change their minds. Only it's too late because the plot is already in motion, so they all end up being killed by their own assassins. What the hell? So the moral is, I guess, that revenge is dangerous. Or else, don't change your mind. Even if a man treated me like Jason, I would never do what Medea did. Well, of course you wouldn't do that. But if someone I love betrayed me, I'd want to forget. Being betrayed is terrible, but trying to get revenge would only make things worse. It wouldn't fix anything that had already happened. You'd just make more people unhappy, including yourself. The only way to make things better is to forget that you loved them and move on. It eventually won't hurt anymore. Yeah. Eventually. Anyway, thanks for coming with me. No problem. Blah. On Saturday morning, the mail and allowances were delivered. What should I do today? Jeez, my stress. What should I do with them all today? Games. Pinball. Pinball does 5, so that's the highest I've gotten so far. Oh, next week. Oh, goody, an assembly. Early on Monday, all the freshmen are called together. Good morning, buttercups. The Thanksgiving break begins this week after classes on Tuesday. There will be no further scheduled activities until Monday, the 2nd of December. If you are staying through the break, the library will be open to meals will be served at the regular times, as well as the feast on Thursday and some organized activities. If you're leaving, you need to leave before tomorrow evening, and if you haven't already made arrangements, please talk to me after the assembly. Now, there is one more thing. For those of you who are a wild seed, if you are leaving, this will be your first time away from the comfort and protection of Virus Academy. You are witches and wizards, and the people around you out there are not. The choice you made 3 years ago still stands. You must not reveal our secrets to the outside world. You must not discuss or display magic in front of anyone who is not one of us. Not to your old friends, not to your family, no one. If you betray our trust, you will not be allowed to return. And we would miss you. Now, I'm sure you have a busy week ahead of you, so I'll let you get on with your schedules. Well, I have break coming up. Yeah. Okay, we'll just do green. Blind. I failed. If I might have your attention, please. Take hold of each other's hands and close your eyes. We give thanks to the parents who created us and the friends who helped us grow, to the earth which nurtures us and the other worlds which inspire us, for what we have been given and for what we have to give, for those who have taken us in when we were in need, for forgiveness and for the hope of renewal. May our tributes bring joy, and may no call go unanswered in this Thanksgiving season. So may it be. That was a beautiful Thanksgiving prayer. Hands pull away from mine as the other students echo her words. Have a very happy holiday. Well, now I can hang up my cape, find my parents, and be on my way. School will be waiting for me when I get back. That was a nice little break. I arrived back at school for my vacation, feeling slightly disoriented. It was nice to see my family again, but in some ways they felt like strangers, and my old friends, they've all moved on. Back to my room then. Hey Kayla, you're back. How was your holiday? Weird and awkward. It was really weird. I know we're not allowed to do magic or talk about it, and I didn't, but I was worried at first that my parents were going to ask about it, and then I wouldn't know what to say, you know? But then they didn't ask anything. I mean, they asked how my classes were and if I liked my teachers and things like that, but nothing about wands or witches or spells, not even hints. It's like they've completely forgotten. They probably have. What? Well, it's all part of the same thing, you know. Outsiders aren't allowed to know about magic. What if your parents went around telling everyone that their daughter was a witch? But they knew I was going to school for magic. They saw me in my robes. I don't know how it works. I just know that Wild Seed parents are kind of encouraged to forget about it after school starts. Is that why my family didn't come for me? They forgot me? It's not supposed to make them forget about you. It's just to forget that you're a witch. It's easier this way, isn't it? To keep it a secret? Like you said, if they knew, they'd ask. But people still ask about school and everything. I tell them I have to make it up or change the details so that it doesn't sound magical. Then I have to remember what I said. Yeah, some people can't handle that. That's why some Wild Seed kids just stop going home, and some of them go home and never come back. But you came back, and we're glad to see you, right? Yeah. It looks like Ellen's not entirely sure what to think of this development either. My old classmates kept all kinds of secrets from their parents. If they were dating, where they went at night, or what they had and hadn't done. Is this the normal way for things to be, or is this just part of growing up? Well, I won't be seeing my parents again until Christmas anyway. For now, it's back to school. Monday morning, someone knocks on our door. Virginia gets up to answer it. Good morning, here are your exam schedules for the day. She returns holding a piece of paper. Exams? Today? But we haven't any time to prepare. That's rude! Well, it has been a while since the last exam. We've had all that time. Yeah, but it's the first day back from vacation. You can't pull that. It's not the same. No, but we'll do our best, right? So I have an exam after class today. What should I do this week? Fudge. Blue, green, white. Yay, we're off to a good start. So here I am, I wonder what this exam will be about. Here we go! In the dungeon again. To exit the exit to this dungeon has been hidden. You cannot teleport out of the level. You must use your magic wisely and find your way before you run out of energy. You may choose to surrender at any time, and you will be retrieved from the dungeon safely. Demerits, blah blah, good luck. Those noises again! What do I have? True Sight should be able to see where the hidden passage is. But I have to find it first. I guess I can just check out the layout of the dungeon first. Oh my god, it's huge. You can't walk through this wall. Oh my god, it's huge! There's places everywhere! What is going on? How am I supposed to find my way out? No. And then there's this way. Oh, no, that's the wrong way. That's dead end. Well, at least according to the map, I can rule out some. Oh, jeez. There we go. it can't possibly be intersecting with places that go into actual walls, so it has to be on the outer portion of the map. Probably at a dead end somewhere. So, open spellbook. Oh! Making them known. What does this do? Consciousness expands. Does that even... Oh man, that used a lot of mana. Or magic, or whatever you want to call it here. But... that covered a lot of area too? Oh god, that didn't work at all. At all! Ah! Well, I found the way out. That was too close. Exactly one magic left. Jeez. Climb the stairs and emerge from the dungeon blinking into the sunlight. Congratulations, Kayla! Oh, magic is equal to my smart! Well, no wonder I want my smart up. I can't cast as many spells if I'm not smart. For 5 merits. Thanks! I hope you enjoyed putting your skills to practice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another student to look after. Guess I can go relax now.